Welcome to this WinAir video on the Gordie Howe Bridge Plaza buildings. Things are coming together on the Gordie Howe Bridge. Today we get to explore what the buildings are in the Canadian port of entry. By the end of the video, you will have an idea of what building is what, from the entrance off the 401 to the road deck leading onto the bridge. The Gordie Howe Bridge project has been underway since 2018. That's a long time. But the opening is now only 10 months away. During the process of recording the bridge construction, there has been speculation on what purpose each of the buildings in the Canadian Plaza served. Well, wonder no more, as we exit Highway 401 East to explore the buildings in the Gordie Howe Bridge Plaza, and end the trip where the expansion joint connects the road deck to the bridge deck. Until the new bridge is operational, cross-border traffic from Windsor or Detroit had the options of the Ambassador Bridge or the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, both accessed from inside the city of Windsor. At busy times, the Ambassador becomes so congested, trucks back up for miles waiting to cross. The Detroit-Windsor Tunnel gives access from the downtown area of Windsor to the downtown area of Detroit, but there are restrictions to the types of traffic that can use it. This bottleneck issue has been a sore point for the residents of Windsor and Detroit, as well as the truckers stalled from delivering products in and out of the two countries. The Ambassador opened in 1927, and the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel in 1929. Both structures are almost 100 years old and need constant updating to stay in service. Don't get me wrong, both crossings have served our cities well over the years. However, growth has overwhelmed these crossings. Something new has been needed for well over a decade. However, those days should soon be gone. The arrival of the Gordie Howe Bridge will be the only international crossing in the Windsor-Detroit Gateway that connects directly to the Ontario highway system and the U.S. interstate. The Herb Gray Parkway is an extension of Highway 401. The parkway bypasses the city of Windsor and connects 6 lanes of traffic, 3 east and 3 west, directly to the Gordie Howe Bridge. Okay, let's start at the entrance and explore the plaza buildings. But before we do, I'd like to take a moment to ask for your subscription. It does take time and money to produce these informational movies. The subscription is free and really helps the channel survive. So if you have or do subscribe, know I appreciate the support. Okay, the Canadian Port of Entry tolling facility is the first building we approach off the 401. A large propeller-shaped canopy intended to be symbolic of a wind turbine is a unique-looking structure. There are 8 toll booths for traffic heading into Canada and 8 for traffic heading to the States. Modern technology incorporated into these lanes will read transponders in the vehicles that pass through if you have an account. The booths will be set up for electronic services, so you'll be able to pay by credit card as well. Pedestrians will come off the multi-use path surrounding the port of entry and enter the tolling facility through a turnstile. There is a continuous, safe covered pathway separating vehicles and people and any interaction between the two. The inspection area has a bicycle staging area, and it is a secured compound. It's here that they will ask you questions before you enter Canada. Going into the States, you would clear through the American inspection facility. The pedestrian path will connect to national trails in both Canada and the United States. In Canada, the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail, which is part of the Trans-Canada Trail, the Right Honorable Herb Gray Parkway Trail, and the Chrysler Greenway. In the United States, the Iron Bell Trail, the Great Lakes Way, and the Joe Louis Greenway. The Gordie Howe International Bridge will be the first international bridge to join the Trans-Canada Trail, connecting the 28,000-kilometer Canadian Trail network to trail systems in Michigan. This connection will create new opportunities for cross-border trail, tourism, and recreation when the bridge opens in September 2025. This isn't a building, however, worth a mention. The return bridge is found after Canadian Customs, but before the toll booth, and provides a path to return to the States. Any travelers that decided they don't want to enter Canada or refused entry to Canada can be sent back to the U.S. safely and effectively. The next group of buildings include the primary inspection lanes separating commercial and non-commercial traffic, outbound inspection facilities, and on-site offices for government agencies. There are 12 inspection lanes on the east side for traveler or cars, and 12 on the west commercial side. As you approach the lanes, you will see which ones are normal and which ones are nexus. Next is the secondary inspection building. Like the inspection lanes, the building is separated into traveler and commercial sides. The east half of the building is where CBSA may invite travelers inside to have a second look at their car or if they have items to claim. The main canopy on the traveler side is meant to look like a hockey net turned on its face. One key feature of the canopy is the translucent panels to offer natural light. The main canopy connects the operation center to the secondary inspection center. The main building is the administration area for all key stakeholders in the plaza: the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, WDBA, the Canadian Border Security Agency, CBSA, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, CFIA, and the Operations Maintenance Team, OMT. The west side of the building has commercial parking lanes where transport trucks will be inspected and cleared into Canada. The Operations Center in front of the commercial warehouse is for all incoming traffic for commercial goods. It has a cab check area where they can inspect underneath the vehicle. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has a cold storage facility in the warehouse as well as an animal penning area. Animals can be taken off a vehicle safely in an organized fashion, inspected, and then reloaded onto the vehicles. The structure at the back of the plaza is the hazmat canopy. If there is an issue, like a potential truck leaking, it would be assessed here to isolate any potential risk for anybody in the plaza. This is a large-scale imaging area, a full-scale truck X-ray building. A semi drives into the building, is X-rayed, and then drives straight through. It does have the X-ray system, so the walls inside this facility are over 1 meter thick. The massive X-ray machine will scan the entire truck. This is only the second Canadian crossing that has a large-scale imaging facility. Moving on to the maintenance facility. Any equipment or vehicles needing service would come into this facility. It's also wrapped in artwork, a testament to all the things the Gordie Howe Bridge stands for. Let's travel up the road deck and see what's up with the expansion joint. They've been working on it, but I don't know when they're going to drop it into place. It will be soon and create a continuous crossing from Windsor to Detroit, a cool milestone to see. The Gordie Howe Bridge will contribute to economic growth for both Canada and the United States, strengthening the Windsor-Detroit trade corridor and seamlessly connecting North America. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Bob Jones, and I will see you in the next video.